It's an orange juice.
What's up everyone, this is Yarn from OJ. To give some context on this video, I have some additional insight from the developers. I had the pleasure of visiting Supercell last week with Woody, and we had the chance to speak with them. These balance changes were pushed earlier since they wanted to address these cards first. There are other cards on the table, but they require more time to test. Lightning is not being nerfed. It's shifted into the meta because players wanted an immediate poison replacement. We spoke to the game designer and he showed us the use rates had significantly dropped as the meta shifted. It's taken a long time for Lightning to be respected, and it's at a healthy place. However, they're still closely monitoring Lightning and will tweak it if necessary. The Mega Minion is clearly too versatile. Its damage is decreasing by 6%. This doesn't change any direct interactions. It'll still kill archers in one shot. But it does change interactions with the tower. The Barbarian will now survive one tower shot and 2 Mega Minion hits. So now, the tower will need to hit the Barbarians twice to kill it. Alongside the damage nerf, its attack speed is being slowed down to 1.4 seconds. It may not sound like much, but attack speed is a huge DPS nerf. Combined with its damage nerf, this is a total nerf of 15% on its DPS. Overall, in larger battles, it'll have a slightly less impact. A direct example is that the Royal Giant will now be able to land one extra hit on the tower. The Elixir Collector is receiving another change. The fact it remains at 6 Elixir keeps it a risky card to play, but it will be more rewarding. Its lifetime is being decreased down to 70 seconds. To compensate for this, it'll generate Elixir at 8.5 seconds from 9.8 seconds. It'll still generate a total of 8 Elixir. Supercell mentioned to me during my visit that they want to bring this card back up, but at the same time, they don't want to make it a card that is a must-have in all decks. Spell interactions will remain mostly the same. In terms of absolute numbers, nothing changes. Rocket should sound pump for positive Elixir trade. Lightning denies 7 Elixir. Fireball and Poison deny 5 Elixir. Arrows the Log and Zap deny 2 Elixir. And Freeze denies 1 Elixir. Supercell removed the slow on the poison because they needed to extinguish the giant poison meta, as well as to keep the game consistent where only ice-based cards can slow enemy units. Now that the giant poison meta is done, they'd like to revisit this card and encourage more diverse usage in spells. Its damage is being increased by 10%. That means over 10 seconds, it'll now deal 610 damage to units and 240 to arena towers. If you're counter-attacking with a large tank and your opponent defends with a wizard or musketeer, it'll kill them now. Supercell has explored other options of buffing this card, like reducing the timer, but it turns out that just makes it a superior fireball. Tombstone is reverting back to its original state before the August balance change. It'll now spawn skeletons at a slower rate of 2.9 seconds. It'll still provide similar defensive capabilities, but it won't complement large tank pushes quite as effectively. The Lava Hound is being tweaked a bit. The Lava Pups are receiving a 1% health reduction. In terms of tournament standard interactions, everything will remain the same. This isn't intended to nerf the Lava Hound, it's just to fix a rounding error at level 4 where a level 12 tower should be able to kill the pups in 2 shots. That's it for this set of balance changes. I do want to point out my opinion is that Elite Barbarians need a buff. The card literally just came out, so it does need to settle a little bit. During the first month of the Ice Spirits release, most players agreed it needed a buff. Then eventually, everyone discovered its potential, and it received a slight but much needed nerf. Another card I want to talk about is Sparky. She's difficult to use in high level play, but has a high win rate in lower arenas. Supercell has mentioned to me that they're reluctant but not adverse to touching her stats simply because it's not a fun card to lose against. This is the same reason why cards like the Mortar or Expo haven't received any buffs yet. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more quality OJ. Come join us on Band where you can share your pictures or find interesting decks others have posted. We give away $100 worth of gift cards monthly on Band.